4 inches, and a new piece of glass was cut and put in there. That was something that wasn't done factory on the truck. And everything else was just shaved up, molded up, no more door handles, tail lights are gone, has 920 wheels in the back. We still got a bunch more work to do on it before we get it done.
Like most of these mini trucks, Pops and Oliver's Toyota Tacoma is equipped with an airbag system. To find out more on how these trucks air up, we paid a visit to Kirk Forkurin at his shop in Phoenix. Kurt is an expert at eliminating ground clearance and achieving...
What we do to get the trucks down on the ground is take a stock suspension. We'll take these leaf springs off of the truck and replace it with a 4-link bar, which is 4 bars to go to the rear end and to the frame, which allows the axle to go up freely. This is the air spring on one of the bars, which when you let the air out, it drops down. When you fill it with air, it lifts up, and that'll let the axle go down and up. Here's the delivery system. You have an air tank and an air compressor, the compressor pressure, and then you have an electric valve like this, which opens up and lets the air into the bag to lift it up. You have another one of these that'll let the air out to drop it down. So you got a complete self-contained system on the truck.
Sometimes these severe modifications create problems in other parts of the truck.
The front of this truck's been lowered already. We cut everything to come up and so that the suspension can travel all the way up so it'll lay on the ground. That's about half the battle. The other half the battle is figuring out where to put all the components that we've taken or moved out of the way of the wheel so that when the truck is done, he can set it all the way down on the ground and drive it down the road.
Airbags are obviously a must when slamming your truck. When Truck Stop returns, Kerry Iacino with IF Customs in Sylmar, California, will show us how he chops tops.
Hey, Rebecca Grant here, and welcome back to Truck Stop. In order to get the lowdown on Slam mini trucks and the lifestyle that goes with it, we've traveled to Salem, Oregon's Drop Zone, visited with Kirk Forkurin in Phoenix, and now Sylmar, California, just north of LA, to visit with Kerry Iacino at his IF Customs fabrication shop. Kerry's customized hundreds of trucks, becoming one of the most sought-after award-winning designers and fabricators on the West Coast. The key styling element that all mini truck enthusiasts strive to achieve the lowest vehicle profile that they can. When the truck frame is already sitting on the asphalt, the only other way to go lower is to work from the top down. It's a process that Kerry and his crew of fabricators simply call chopping the top.
Right now, Chris is marking out for the lines for the chop top. We're looking at doing it on this. Normally, we wouldn't do a chop top that extensive, but in this case, we're going to go ahead and do a body section out of it eventually, and that 1.5 to 2 inches we're going to remove from here will allow us to take some out of the top and still keep a proportioned look is what we're looking for.
Proportional effect in all the trucks he builds. From minis to vintage, the lower, the better. Equipped with a suspension drop and a roof chop, he'll get the desired ride height that he needs. That's just part of the overall look that Kerry is going for with this highly modified classic Chevy.
Chevy pickup truck. Right now it's probably, let's say 18 inches lower than stock, and that's not enough for us. We're looking for another 4 inches, maybe 5 inches total off this truck. We actually build a custom frame, set up complete with airbag suspension to actually lift the vehicle to the desired ride height. Now this one's still rolling on stock wheels and tires. Eventually it'll get some 20-inch wheels with a lower profile tire. It looks like it's probably about 1 inch off the ground right now. When it's set up to drive, it can go anywhere from 1/2 inch off the ground up to about 4 inches. We're trying to retain most of the look of a 67 Chevy or a classic truck, but at the same time, we want a lot of modern touches to it.
Kerry also showed me some other work being done on a classic, a Suburban.
We've got about a 3 on here. You can see these windows, the size has already been shrunk down quite a bit. This thing's going to require a fuel cell, a new rear end, new motor, transmission. It's basically manufacturing a vehicle from scratch, just starting out with a few pieces of sheet metal to retain the shape that the original vehicle came with.
Kerry then took us outside to show off some other unique and pretty radical ideas.
So you can hide them when you're at a show, and if you don't want to have them on while you're going down the road. That's with the lights in the up position, and we'll go ahead and step on the brakes so you can see the LEDs light up. It's got a tilt bed. We'll go ahead and air the bed up, and the bed will actually tilt on its side.
The Chevy Extreme is a compact production truck that GM designed to appeal to consumers right out of the factory. But to Kerry, it just wasn't extreme enough.
This truck started off as a 2000 Extreme Chevy, and we took off all the ground effects that it came with stock and all the rims and all the custom extreme stuff that it started with, and we made it much.
Kerry began by adding 2 feet to the length of the bed to give this Mini a longer profile. This Chevy Extreme is shaved all around, and the antenna is Frenched into the side of the bed. The wheels are Rossi detentions, 18s in the front and 20s on the rear. Kerry even fabricated a fully custom center console for paint to match the exterior color. This Chevy 2000 Extreme Mini truck is a real head-turner.
And over here we have a 97 F-150 that belongs to a good friend of ours, Josh Lubin. This Ford is one of the first ones we've ever built, and at the same time it's one of the most radical ones done to date. When Josh brought this truck in, it was just lowered, which is kind of where most people start, but he was looking for something more radical, which is what we call the body drop, and we do a lot of those here. Basically that means we set it up so out of the suspension.
Once the air is out of the suspension in the front and the wheels are tucked high into the fender wells, they naturally toe in at the top.
The tilting in of the wheel when it's all the way down is called camber, negative camber in this case. This negative camber is something that is normally built into suspensions to help with handling. In the design of these suspensions, when we lower them all the way down, as being shorter, are pulling the top of the wheel in and creating this camber effect, which gives you this tilted look to these wheels. Without this camber, it'd be very difficult for us to drive them low, or even very difficult for us to get them to go this low.
When we come back, and Kerry shows us a very special work in progress. Back to Truck Stop as we continue our journey through the world of mini trucks and the people who love them and build them. Inside Kerry Iacino's shop in Sylmar, California, there's a 67 Chevy that's near and dear to his heart.
This belonged to our good buddy Matt, who unfortunately passed away a year and a half ago in a car accident, and we've been building his truck in his memory ever since. The reason we're doing this business is to build stuff for not only our customers, but also some of our best friends.
So who was Matt?
Matt was a guy, a real close friend of ours. He worked here for about 2 years. Unbelievable fact, a variety of things and doing well. Considering he was only 21 when on that fateful day when he got in that car accident, I really thought he was going to be one of the best and most talented guys doing this type of work that I had ever seen. So we went ahead and decided to continue what he wanted to build. We knew what he kind of did. We told him he was crazy, it was never going to work. Unfortunately, when he died and we decided that we were going to build it in his memory, we decided everything that he wanted to do, we were going to make it happen no matter what it took.
Let's talk a little bit about his idea.